Hello guys, and welcome back to the stream. We are getting settled for the final 18 of the Mystery Bounty as players start to take their seats. Joined by our anchor for the stream, Mr. Josh Monk. How you going, Joshy?
Jamie, very well. Yourself?
Yeah, not too bad, mate. Not too bad.
Good to be back again.
Yes, awesome to be back again. We have had some action going on before we got down to the last 18. We have had some of the bigger bounties pulled to the 5k and the 10k has actually gone, but there's still another 2.5k gone and a buttload of 1.5k. So still plenty to be pulled out.
Now, Jamie, you might give the viewers a bit of an understanding about what a mystery bounty is and how sort of the payouts that you see that are going to be in and posted on YouTube and on Facebook is all about. So, do you mind running that through a little bit?
Yes, certainly. So on the bounty game, a portion of your buying goes towards the bounty, and then a portion of your buying goes towards the placing prizes, as it were. So for this event, $250 went towards the bounty prizes. You can see.
So what's the value per bounty?
At the top was 10k. Same for the placing positions as well. Also 10k. And then the rest of the portion goes towards that prize pool.
1,270.
And you collect a bounty for every time you eliminate a player in the event?
Correct, indeed.
There you go.
So we came to day 2 with bounties in place. So as soon as players start to get knocked out, they have a little bounty chip, and they can choose to go and collect that at their leisure or straight away. Obviously, when the 10k was available, everyone was getting it straight away. But looking into our final table, obviously pretty stacked here. So, I mean, left to right, we have got Troy, Sweet, absolute mega crusher sitting on a pile of chips, 141 bigs. I think he is probably coming in as the chip leader on this event. At this stage, he is indeed. So, currently sitting in first in chips just behind Abanob. You can see there on 969. He did pull the 5k himself, so tidy little pace for both of those. We also have Edwin Chu, another mega crusher. Some of these later stages and go into the stream again.
We do still have plenty of money in the barrel. Top bounty
Henry, who has been on an absolute heater. Took down 1 or 2 events at the last series and got a massive cash, 50k odd in the Aussie Millions. So he's just on an absolute stormer at the moment as we see him pick up the Pocket Ducks in +1.
We are also
Won't be continuing. Falls round. Steve Kanjo, another crusher that's been all over the place recently, seeing quite a lot down in Melbourne and making his way up to New South Wales and Queensland as well. Been getting lots of deep runs and results as he tends to go. So just absolutely stacked. On the outside table, not featured, we also have Peter, who ran deep on another event, Pana Yides. Also have Pranav Bhatt, another serial crusher. We'll move towards some of the action. Bring Josh in. This is your speciality, Josh.
Thank you very much, Jamie. Sorry about leaving you there for a second, but just as the guides have drawn it up for me tonight, ordered some food, and by the time it came, we went straight on stream, Jamie, so I had to duck out and pick up my steak, which I'm now going to eat nice and cold. As we get back to the action here, as you can see, Gong Li Lee. King Queen offset the small blind, wax it. It's going to get it done. 9-5 can't continue after making the raise on the button. Yeah, the chip counts on your screen at the moment. Like Jamie was alluding to, rear down to the final 18. Jamie, talk this one through.
This is just before we went on break for the final 18. This is...
oh, yeah, he did it.
Just got that for. Thank you, sir. Thank you. 400. So it's 1.1, yeah?
Hold you down the bottom.
So that was Pranav just before the break. Pulling a nice juicy one, 10k, not too shabby, already locked up, and another 10 in the distance if he can get through first.
Yeah, that would be perfect. Top prize in the prize pool, and also top prize in the bounty. As Troy Sweet, who actually joined us in the commentary booth last night, is on the feature table here at the moment. He's under the gun +2. He's going to pop it up and make it 20k to go with the Jack 5 suited in diamonds. Gets a call from Abhinav in the hijack with the Ace 5 offsuit. He's got 99 bigs too, so there's a couple of pretty deep players here, Jamie. I've actually already commentated on Abhinav a couple of nights ago. He's always got a smile on his face, and he's an absolute gentleman of the game. Background to Yan in the small blind. Be pronounced Yarn, which I'm guessing it probably would be. Going to fold the King Queen and round to Edwin Chu. I've seen this guy and commentated on him quite a lot. He is an absolute crusher. And don't you worry about his chip stack. 38 bigs is more than enough for him to get the job done today. Now he's found the King Jack of Spades in the big blind. And like Hoxton Boys says in the chat, fun table, interesting player dynamic. I totally agree. As Edwin decides to make it even more fun, 3-betting here out of the big blind.
No surprise there, Edwin is crazy aggressive.
Yeah. He's got a 3-bet at 88k. Action background to Troy Sweet. He's the gentleman on the right-hand side of your screen in the black shirt, sitting in seat 2. He's going to fold the Jack 5 suited in diamonds, background to Abhinav. Always got a smile on his face, this guy. Just a very cheerful competitor at this game. Looking down at a 68k to call decision.
And he's been having just untold success, really. He was in the Player of the Series contention for Sydney Millions.
Yeah.
Running deep and everything. I think he's already had 1 or 2 final tables in this series as well.
He has.
Pulled himself to 5k.
Did he?
Yeah, in this event also. So he is just locking up money every single time he's coming into an event. Been absolutely crushing it. You should check out the Player of the Series actually to see what it looks like. I haven't done an update on that.
Yeah, good on him. As the board comes down, Jack 10 deuce. So it's worked out a dream for Edwin here, who has now picked up top pair with second best kicker. Abhinav needs to try and find the case ace. Also running cards to make the wheel, like a 3-4, for example. Running 5s can also get it done. At the moment, he's looking at 1 out to better the pair of Edwin Chu's jacks, which he has flopped right here.
So for those just joining, bounties are still in play. We have lost the top 2, the 10 and the 5k, but we have a swath of 1.5ks available and a few 750s, I still believe, amongst some 500s and 250s also. So it's still a good chunk of change to be awarded through the bounty pools as well as the prize pool itself, which is scrolling down the bottom of your screen. I'm going to have to go out and capture some of these bounty pools as well as some knockouts. So I will just wait for Josh Monk to finish his mouthful and I'll hand over.
Thank you very much, Jamie. Appreciate that. Jamie is the media guy here. He brings you all that behind the scenes coverage and also comes in here occasionally to help me out with the commentary. So a big shout out to Jamie Hall, the man, the myth, the legend himself. And I said that I'll make mention about this on stream. Usually I see him in a pair of shorts, but today and yesterday, believe it or not, he wore a pair of pants, and I had to give him a compliment about that as we get back to the action here. Troy Sweet, under the gun +1, finds the 8-6 of hearts. It's going to pop it up, make it 20k to go. Stephen's going to get out of the way. Abhinav finds the ace-10 of spades under the gun +3. 3 bets it, 60k. Kiwi Bird special coming in there. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Good boy. Good stuff from Adam Burke. And obviously, a thank you from Kiwi Bird special to Jamie for jumping in. Berkey, good for you to join us. Gave you a bit of a shout out earlier. And it gets folded all the way back round to Troy Sweet here.
Oh, sorry, bro. No, it's not even
It's
a
got
full
1.1 mil in his chip stack. You're reading that correctly. 108 bigs. So a massive amount of bigs in play currently. There's a couple of short stacks out there, but have a look at this for a flop for Abba. Knob flopping top pair, top kicker, and the nut flush draw. It's about as good as he can flop. For this particular hand, he's got about at 30k. Troy's not going to contend with the 8-6 of hearts, flopping nothing more than no pair, no
before you
draw.
even look at the string, good fold. Good fold. It's
I'd like to make a little comment about all the people joining us in on the chats. We very much appreciate it. We are live on a 20-minute delay here at the St. George Leagues Club at 124 Princess Highway in Cogra.
He didn't waste anybody's time.
We're live on Facebook Live and on YouTube. If you do want to watch this feed in a higher definition, jump over to the YouTube version and you'll see the configurations there. Just allow it to be slightly more defined. The prize pool for this event outside of the bounties have been pinned in the chats, so that'll keep you abreast of what's up top. And the other prizes are also scrolling at the bottom of the screen for you. 10k is going to go to the winner of this particular event. Prize pool here is $75,705. They had 147 entries and we're down to the final 18. 2 tables of 9. This is the feature table. There's an outer feature table also going on in the background. Pardon me. So we might be interchanging a few players in and out between these 2 tables as we get back to the action here. Stephen Canjo under the gun +1. Just going to limp in. Don't see that very often with the 10-8 of clubs. Heng Rui Zhang in the small blind. He's the gentleman you can see sitting to the right of the dealer. He's going to look down. It looks like he's going to make a play at it for all of it. He does. He says, come get these bad boys, as he chucks in a raise of all in for 320k from the small blind. And Stephen, who decided to limp in under the gun +1, is now talking to himself a little bit. Doesn't understand why he chose to do that. Throws his cards in a little bit aggressively. And now he's talking to the other players at the table, mainly Charlie Heaton, I should say. What a poor decision that was, just to limp in under the gun +1 with 10-8 as he faced a raise that he can't call. This stream proudly supported and presented to you by Link Tech Australia. And for those people who are just joining us, this is the Mystery Bounty Day 2 at the King's Premium Poker Room at the St. George Leagues Club at 124 Princess Highway, Cogra. So if in and around and you want to play some cards, jump in the car, come straight down to the St. George Leagues Club, walk in and you'll see all the action here all weekend, with the concluding day being on Monday. Stephen Canjo is going to do the same he did last hand. Just limp under the gun.
Whilst we're on pause,
Last time it was under the gun +1. This time it's just straight under the gun with the Jack-8 of hearts. Got a lead lie. It's going to get out of the way. Yarn finds the 4-3 of diamonds. That's not good enough. Edwin's got to get out of there with King-7. Going to Heng Rui Zhang on the dealer button. He's going to fold. That's a Kana Kim in the dealer chair right there. An absolute expert dealer, also an absolute gentleman. I'll get a chance to say hello to him. Please do so. He's a big teddy bear of a human being and just one of the nicest guys you'll find in the poker industry. It's going to go check on the flop. Turn card brings in the 5 of hearts. The flop was king at 3 deuce, all rainbow. 5 of hearts on the turn brings in the Badoogie for those people who like to play the Badoogie, all off-suited. This board now, about 15k, and Stephen Canjo is not going to continue with the Jack-8, throwing no pair and no draw. This is the Mystery Bounty Day 2. They're the chip counts of this particular feature table, not the total chips in play. So as you can see, Troy Sweet up the top there at 105 bigs. Abanob not too far behind with 100. And a flurry of other players sort of hovering around that 35 to 50 big blind range. You can see the event ribbon going along the bottom of your screen. It's going to show you all the payouts. It's not going to give you all the bounty payouts. We'll get them shortly and see if we can pin them into the chats for you as well, the bounties that are remaining. Jamie Hall is going to go out there and capture some of that behind-the-scenes bounty peels or squeezes, as people like to do with those envelopes, and we'll bring that information and that footage to you as soon as we get it on hand, as Gongli Lee finds the ace-king of hearts under the gun +2. He's got to pop it up and make it 21k to go. Round to Henry Zhang in the cutoff this time. Finds the candy sticks, a couple of sevens. 35 bigs or 350k to his chip stack. The blinds here are 5k, 10k with a 10k big blind ante. This is hand number 7 of the Mystery Bounty Day 2 stream. Charlie Heaton. It's the gentleman you can see on the screen with the Nike sort of grey sweater on. He's going to elect a call with the Jack-9 of hearts. Troy Sweet's going to get out of the way. Stephen's going to fold the 7-3 offset. So three-way action. Ace King at the moment with the lead. And the flop comes Jack-9 deuce. So absolutely gin for Charlie on the button, flopping top 2 pair. The Ace King at the moment with no hand and no draw, but no pair at the moment. And Henry Zhang. Heng Rui, I should say, Zhang. Still just holding those pocket 7s. Couldn't find a 7 on the flop. Might be able to find one on the turn if he decides to peel one off. Charlie's going to have a bet on the button for 25k. The Ace King gets out the way. Heng Rui, let's see what he decides to do. Does put it into the muck. So Charlie's going to take that one down with top 2 pair. After calling the raise pre-flop with Jack-9 of hearts.
Alright, dealers, we're playing second hand, please.
Second hand.
As the action continues here on the day 2 of the Mystery Bounty. This is hand number 8, blind to 5k, 10k with a 10k big blind ante. And you're watching this straight from the St. George Leagues Club in Cogra. If you haven't been down to the venue, get in your car, come straight down here. It is absolutely outrageous down here at the St. George Leagues Club, and I'll be definitely coming back anytime that they have any production on. Forget about just the cards. Anytime they have something on here, I'll be here because this place is incredible. I know I've given it props, but you actually have to come down here to see it. Blind battle at the moment. Stephen Canjo versus Abanob. Just going to go check, 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 check after Stephen Canjo limped in from the small blind. Check mark next to Abanob's name, who now has aces and queens. As the board came out, ace, queen, 9. Ace of spades on the turn, or 4 spades at the river. Aces and queens with the 9 kickers, going to get it done. A small pot there.
Yeah, I know. Some hands work for you, I think.
I just like it. Thank you.
Alright, dealers, we're playing hand number 3, please.
Yeah, I just never going to
See if I can get some information from the production team downstairs about what bounties are still in play. I know that the 10k and the 5k have already been pulled. I actually was there for the 10k. I walked into the room to talk to the production guy as the 10k was being squeezed out. And yeah, ripped it open. Didn't even actually peel it baccarat style. Just opened the envelope like it was a letter from his grandmother, and there it was, 10k, the top prize. So congrats there. As we get back to the action, Gong Li Lai with the Queen Jack offset under the gun, not good enough to play from that position, folded. Yarn with the 6-5 of clubs is going to fold under the gun +1, and Edward, who's not only a serial crusher but also gets an unbelievable hand distribution every single time I've watched him on stream. Picks up the pocket cowboys here under the gun +2. He's going to pop it up, make it 25k to go. Stephen Canjo likes to play a few cards. He's basically got a VPIP at the moment of probably 90%. He's played almost every single hand since I've sat down and started commentating the action here, deciding to call with the ace-4 of diamonds. Abanob, who's got a monster stack nearing $1 million in chips, decided to call with the speculative Queen Deuce off from the small blind. So Queen Deuce versus Kings versus ace-4. Off to a flop we go. Pot is 95k. The flop comes 9-7-3. Absolutely no help to Abanob or Stephen for that matter. The Kings miles out in the lead at the moment. 72% equity. You can see the equities for each player's cards in their player profile, bottom left-hand corner of your screen at home. Hopefully you're watching it on the television. If not, you can use a personal device and just log into YouTube or on Facebook Live. Watch all the action right there. As Edwin makes a C-bet here for 35k. And I can't imagine anybody's going to come along, but after I said that, here's Abanob going to float. Pardon me, not even float. He's going to put in a raise here with the Queen Deuce offsuit. With no hand, no draw. He's going to pick the worst spot possible to probably make this play. He obviously doesn't know that. But this will never get done. Will never get through, I should say. As Edwin has an absolute monster here. Second best pair dealt pre-flop with the pocket kings, and also a massive over pair on this particular board of 9-7-3 rainbow. Edwin's just going flat, which he should. See if we can get Abanob to continue bluffing at this on the turn. The turn card brings in the ace of hearts. Now that might shut down the action ever so slightly. Abanob deciding that his queen 2 no longer has any equity in this particular hand. He realises that Edwin is not a player that he wants to contest or contend against very often. He's known as a bit of a crusher, Edwin. I've seen him take down some huge events across Australia. As he fixes the glasses there, double checks his kings. And on cue, an ace always drops when you got pocket kings. And like I said, the ace might shut down the action, which it did. Check, check on the turn. River card brings in the deuce of clubs. So the wheel is now a possibility. The 4-5 straight for that matter. The ace 2-3, 4-5. It's only one hand combination to be fair. And Abanob's got to have a full whack at this with the 2 of clubs at the river. He's on about 125k. And that's a pretty sizable bet. And Edwin not going to think about it for more than half a second. Calls the pocket kings. He's going to see the good news. Abanob's tried to make a play there, got his hand caught in the cookie jar. A big smile on his face, despite the fact that he's lost a few chips there. And Edwin is going to take down a sizable pot there, now up to 797k in chips on 19% of the chips in play. Troy Sweet still out in front at this feature table at the moment. 24% of the chips in play at this feature table, not in the tournament. There's still other players on the adder table, and it looks like we also have lost a player on the adder table, down to 17 runners out of 147 entries in this event. 147 entries. 147. It's a snooker reference. Maximum break. If you'd like to watch the late night Ronnie O'Sullivan snooker videos on YouTube, that is the max break, 147. That's how many entries they got into this mystery bounty day 2 as we get back to the action here. Yarn under the gun finds the queens, the ladies to open the bowling. Let's see how he decides to navigate this particular hand under the gun. He has 17 bigs, or 172k.
It's time for refuel. Our first winner is Camilo, membership number 50182.
He's just going to
you have
limp
4
in.
minutes to make your way to the gaming cashier.
He has picked up the pocket 9 straight after him. So Yarn here just limping in with the pocket queens under the gun. And Edwin has found the pocket 9s, the 4-side 9-9 for a natural 8. The back row guys at home is going to now put in a raise to 45. Those orange chips indicating 5k and the grey ones are indicating 25k. It's going to pop it up and make it 45k to go. And Troy Sweet, the hijacks picked up the old pocket 8s. So 3 pocket pairs before we've even got to the dealer button and the remainder of the field in this particular hand. So pretty unusual situation. He's going to flat with the pocket 8s and try and set mine. Stephen's going to get out the way with the ace 3. Abanob gets out the way with the jack 7 offsuit. Tim's the gentleman right there with the sunglasses on and the Chris Hemsworth type hair as he sits back on what looks to be a cold beverage. A little bit jealous there. It's going to fold. The 10-3 is going to get out of the way too. So 3-way action at the moment, but the action is back on Jan. Sure enough.
We're still
take a little bit
waiting
of a
on
gamble
Kevin
when
Lowe, membership number
that gentleman there
50812.
stems
If you're
from
in the club,
Germany.
please make your way to the gaming cashier to claim your prize.
I won't speculate too far. He's probably just a native here to Australia with that name, but nonetheless, finds the jam with pocket queens. He's all in for 172k. Action back around to Edwin here with the pocket nines. Let's see what he decides to do.
Is it 8? Wait, 350.
That's it. Do you have to stop the play or?
No.
Edward here's decided to put the 4-bet in for isolation to 350k.
No, I don't know.
Troy Sweet's going to get out of the way with the pocket 8s, so it's heads-up action here. Pocket queens versus the pocket 9s of Edward Chew, and let's see what happens here. Young is all in at risk with the pocket queens, but does have the best hand and 77% of equity.
At risk up against pocket
Currently.
nines.
Edwin knows.
Interesting play actually here for Edwin, but
I'm not going to throw him.
as a serial crusher knows what to do, so obviously he thought pocket 9s here are good enough to put in the 4-bet for isolation. Here we go. And a 9 just instantaneously in the window, hits on the flop of Jack 5-9.
7 of clubs on the
Turn card now bringing in a club, so
Up a flush draw.
Jan here can actually win this pot with a queen or a club for that matter. Here comes the river, the only dirty, and it brings in the ace of spades. No good. Jan's got to get eliminated with the best hand there, pocket queens pre-flop. Edwin must have
Is the end of hand-to-hand
some
play.
sort of great intuition there that he was going to flop a set, and he did.
Even the 9s.
How do you do it for nines,
Jan
guys?
picking up some equity on the
That's 2
turn with
days
the
in a
club
row.
here.
That's what
Couldn't
got
find
you
a
here.
queen or a club at the river. That's GG's for Jan.
Unbelievable.
Edwin
You called that. You called it. I was trying to play it down.
on cue, and like every single time I've
Every time I get nines, I want to
commentated on
then
here,
they just
collecting
like,
more and more chips now, up to 1,039,000 or 104 bigs approximately.
Plays itself, bro. Like,
Adam
you're
Burke
not
coming into the
folding.
rock. Always flops a set monk. Absolutely guaranteed pocket nines flop more sets than any other pair, in my
He just
opinion.
doesn't want, like, he just doesn't want an ace to get in there.
I know statistically
Like,
it
he
doesn't work
calls, he
like
might
that,
give
so
him value to call.
rage bait me
and then
in the
check it
chat,
down
but
and, like, just didn't.
every single time I've had pocket, no, I wouldn't say every single time, but I find from my exposure to the game, the pocket nines just happen to hit a little bit more. I'm also
Well
not
done,
lucky
mate.
enough to pick up aces or kings. So, yeah, I'm probably not, there's a bit of a skewed opinion there with my pocket nines, but that's how I feel.
Yeah, the guy that was clear.
Rui Zhang here under the gun finds the ace-queen offsuit.
Now we need to get to 5th place to break even. Race 24.
Sorry about that. Just wanted to clear my throat. Got a bit of that peppercorn from that steak right in the back of the gullet. It's going to pop it up to make it 24k to go with the ace-queen off. Stephen Canjo, who likes to play a couple of hands, finds the queen jack of hearts and the hijack. He's going to elect to call back round to Gong Lai. He's going to fold. And Edward in the big blind finds the 8-7 offsuit. So Eddie's in there.
We are still looking for
Alongside
one Bufang.
Henry and Stephen.
47531.
Three-way
If you're in
action.
the club, please
Plus
make your way through
87k.
gaming cashier to claim your prize.
Eddie's going to find himself with a gut shot to make a straight. Stephen Canjo has actually flopped top pair and outdrawn the ace-queen with his queen-jack. And Rui here is going to lead out 20k. Stephen Canjo is just going to jam it all in for 53 with the best hand at the moment, and just a flicking call
got
by
ace jack?
Henry with the ace-queen. Needs to find an ace ball. There's 2 remaining aces in the deck. He is currently behind to Stephen Canjo's top pair on the flop with the queen-jack.
You'll hit a queen, you never know your luck. 50.
Also had some backdoor diamonds too with the ace-queen, so their potential outs. The turn card brings in the 9 of clubs. Needs to find now those 2 outs of the aces, the ace of hearts or the ace of clubs. Doesn't find it. Another repeat 9 at the river. Stephen Kanjo's going to get that done with a full house. 3 nines, 9s over jacks.
I had the ace before. So if you weren't calling, I would have got that again.
Oh, 1 second.
I don't get upset. I don't get upset.
I know,
but still, but like,
Another gear back.
but like, I can't predict the guys that are coming out. A good double up, straight up.
Thank you.
Best thing. Fucking hell.
Sorry about that. Just got slightly interrupted. But that's okay. Get back to the action here. Apologise if I missed any of the action there. Somebody decided to try and weave their way into the commentary booth here. Will not tell me about a poker hand. It's a pretty interesting poker hand, nonetheless. But I did tell him that we're live on air on a 20-minute delay. So he told me very quickly, then left, and now we're back to it. This is hand number 12 of the Mystery Bounty Day 2. It's a $600 buy-in. $250 of that buy-in goes towards the bounties. At the moment, the 10K and the 5K, the top 2 bounties have already been peeled. Still a few more bounties out there. Get that information to you shortly and hopefully post that into the Facebook Live chat and that of YouTube. As Troy Sweet has found a raise with the King 4 of hearts under the gun +1. Stephen Kanjo says enough of that. Finds the pocket 5s, the Berkeys, who is in the chat at the moment. And he's going to whack it for 193k. Gongli Lai. He's found the Jack 10 of spades on the button. He's the guy squeezing up his cards. He's going to find the muck there. Edwin is going to get out of the way with the King Deuce off. And Rui Zhang, 6-3 for the natural for those back row players. Going to put that in the bin from the big blind. The action back round to Mr. Sweet, one of the ambassadors here for Kings. Trying to decipher what to do with King 4 of hearts after his initial raise to 20k.
To call.
He does elect a call, right? So he's going to try and bust Stephen Kanjo here with the King 4, pardon me, the King 4 of hearts. So can Troy's ambassadorship here with Kings give him a little bit more equity, and all of a sudden he just flops a flush draw. So working out a treat at the moment, wearing the patch for the Kings boys. Stephen Kanjo at the moment is still holding with the 9 of clubs on the turn. Troy needs to find a king or a heart. Here comes the river down and dirty. Brings in the Queen of Hearts, and that's GG's in the chat. Stephen Kanjo, a little bit upset there. He can't believe it. That's enough for him, waving his hand around. As Troy Sweet gets it done with the King 4 of hearts there, making a flush at the river when the Queen of clubs peeled off. So GG's for Stephen Kanjo. And all of a sudden we're down to 15.
I thought he was a lot stronger than I was. I thought he put 6s there.
He's a crazy guy.
My jab over the top, then I falling out. Yeah. But I was like, I'm not going 6s. I thought he was.
As we get back to the action here, 15 players now remaining. So we did come back with 18. So we have lost 3, one of them being Stephen Kanjo. Just got eliminated there with pocket 5s after a pretty speculative call there by Troy Sweet with the King 4 of hearts. But you're an ambassador, you always pick up a little bit more equity just by wearing the patch. Found the hearts on the flop and found that 3rd heart on the river, the Queen of Hearts, making that flush King high. And that was enough to eliminate Stephen Kanjo out in 16th. As I've just paid attention to the top right-hand corner, another player has been eliminated. So down to 14 all of a sudden. Troy Sweet under the gun makes a raise with Queen 8. Nobody wants to contend against him, especially after he just busted Stephen Canjo with King 4 of Hearts.
Where are your fullness? Thank you.
Nobody wants to take on the big chip leader here at this feature table.
Do you know the maths or not? I don't know the maths.
It's just a bit of an opportunity to talk a little bit about the St George Leagues Club here. They are a big supporter of the King's Room, the King's Premium Poker Room here. Mark and Natan and also Rob Drosky up there in Newcastle. They have allocated quite a lot of space to the boys to put on what you're seeing on stream here. And in return, there's a beautiful relationship between the two. So do want to give a shout out to the senior management team and their staff here at the St George Leagues Club at 124 Princess Highway, Cogra. Putting on an absolute clinic of not only poker, but also the facilities in this building are second to none. And if you haven't been here, I strongly suggest getting in the car and coming down and checking it out for yourself. It's a very impressive outfit. As Edwin finds the ace-10 suited in clubs, he's going to 3-bet it to 70k after there was a raise from Abanob with the queen-9 of diamonds. Round to Charlie Heaton in the small blind. Finds the ace-queen offsuit. Charlie's got 45 bigs or 452k in his stack. To be honest with you, I kind of like folding here from the small blind out of position with the ace queen, even though he does have the best hand. He's also up against two players that can bust him, in that of Abanob and Edward Chu. So he does the exact opposite to what I just suggested he should do, and he jams it for 457k. Troy Sweet's going to get out of the way with the ace-deuce of spades, so none from one at the moment for me in terms of getting the action called correctly. Charlie Heaton whacking it from the small blind, 457k. Abanob, thinking about it for a second, flicks the cards in, taps the table out of respect for the all-in raise. Gets rid of the queen-9 of diamonds, and back round to Eddie. I think that's a Snoopy shirt he's actually wearing underneath that black top of his. He's facing a call of 387k. And I imagine Eddie is going to put the ace-10 into the muck here, unless, of course, he feels like he's going to be super lucky, and there it is, straight into the muck. It gives credit where credit is due to Charlie, who has raised from the small blind with a premium. Obviously, jamming from the small blind, you have to have an absolute monster. And he did in this particular instance, but in my opinion, I would have preferred to put that in the muck. But what would I know? I'm here commentating the action and talking to the people in the chat, and these guys are playing for some decent cheese and some bounties out there too. And for those people who are just joining us right now, this is the King's Premium Poker Room at the St George Leagues Club. This is the Mystery Bounty Day 2. It's a $600 buy-in. Of that buy-in, $250 goes towards bounties. For every player that gets eliminated, you collect a bounty. And then you go off and you spin this like it's like canister, I guess you could call it, a big sort of barrel that's got a whole bunch of envelopes in it. And you try and squeeze out the bounties. They are a bit of fun. Everybody loves these mystery bounty events, hence the reason for why they've got 147 entries into it. Down to 13 players now. Blinds are 5k, 10k, 10k with a 10k big blind ante, I should say. Gong Li finds the ace-6 of hearts. Pops it up, makes it 35k to go. Ace-8 was folded there by Eddie. Folded all the way around to Troy Sweet in the small blind. He's going to get rid of the Nintendo 64. Abanob finds the Jack-8 offsuit in the big blind. He's going to elect to flick in a call. And heads up action as we go to the flop, and the flop comes down a couple of 4s and a 10. No help to Abanob, who's behind at the moment. Only 27% equity to win this hand. Needs to find a jack or an 8. One of those 8s was burnt pre-flop, the 8 of clubs. So needs to find 3 of the remaining jacks and 2 8s to improve his hand here against ace high of Gong Li. He does make a c-bet for 25k. And Abanob's going to get out of the way, obviously. Gong Lee's going to take that bad boy down under the gun +1. The A6 and ace high on that board. Combinatorically is.
Right, I've got another draw for Mr. Vanity. He's going to draw 2. I can get a right key. Right, it's drawing 2. Mr. Vanity's now. First down, he's got himself a $1,000 bounty. That's the big. And our second one.
Nope.
So he's got himself a $500 bounty as well. So 1,000.
Congratulations, Patrick, on winning $100.
What you just saw there was the mystery bounties. Now, they are in addition to the prize pool. $250 of that $600 buy into this particular event goes towards those mystery bounties. As that gentleman there just picking up $1,500, $1,000 in one peel and $500 in the other. As we get back to the action here at the feature table, pretty big hand brewing here. There was a raise under the gun +1 with the Jack 10 of hearts by Eddie. Troy's decided to call from the button. Comes around to the small blind. Abinob found the four-side, 9-9. And has elected to call. The big blind's got out of the way. So three-way action. Off to the flop. Here we go. Flop comes deuce, 3-7, complete rainbow. Troy Sweet's picked up a gut shot to make ace straight. Can also win this hand with backdoor diamonds or an ace ball for that matter. Abinob's got the overpair to the board and Edward Chu's got nothing more but a hope and a dream. It's a backdoor spades with 2 overs. In that of the Jack 10. Abinob's going to bet out 60k. Troy Sweet is now facing the action. I'd imagine Troy's going to peel one off here. I would too, especially with his chip stack of 1,218k or 102 bigs, and he does. Flicks in the call. Pot is now 234,000 as a repeat 3 hits on the turn. Great card for Abinob. He's going to come out again. And he's going to bet 90k. So for those people watching at home, those grey chips are worth 25k. The orange are worth 5k. And those yellow chips are worth 1k. Action back round to Troy. He's facing a bet of 90k on the turn. Beautiful card for Abinob, like I alluded to. Troy's only looking at 6 outs to improve his hand at the moment. You could also think that ace high could be in front. However, Abinob has called out of the small blind, bet the flop and the turn now. So he has to consider that maybe ace 5 is not good enough to continue with. But does elect to make the call. So he's going to see the turn card. No, sorry, the river card, I should say. And the river card brings in the 4. Talk about an absolute gin card for Troy, making the wheel. That's a bit incredible there, to be fair.
150.
And that's what happens when you're an ambassador for Kings. You can pluck these cards out of thin air. And that's exactly what he's done here with the 4 of hearts, making the wheel. As Abinob goes for another bet. He's going to bet 150k with his overpair to the board, and I don't blame him. Pocket 9 should be the best hand here often. Unfortunately, for Abinob, he's going to see some bad news here as Troy Sweet is almost certainly going to put in a raise after now making that gut shot at the river. The 4 of hearts completing that wheel, ace to 5 straight. And my Kiwi Bird special did say in the chat there, there's a few people watching on YouTube. There's a few more watching on Facebook Live. If you're not already, like and subscribe to the page. Appreciate any support we get in the chat. Hit that thumbs up button as well, just to show a bit of love. We do appreciate it here. I might take a moment here to give a bit of shout out to my co-pilot, Adam Burke, who's away on a family-related matter tonight, but I believe he might be back tomorrow. And we might be calling the action over the weekend for the Colossus main event. He does whack it here, Troy, and that's going to be a bit of a disaster for Abinob. He's been outdrawn here at the river. And to be fair, has a pretty hard decision to make. Just reading some chats from the production team. Some pretty funny comments coming in as we wait on Abhinav here to make a decision with his pocket nines. Absolute disaster for him at the moment. Facing an all-in jam from Troy Sweet, who does have him covered. He's got pocket nines on a board that's only 7 high. And he has to legitimately think about this one. He's going to go in the tank for a little bit.
Membership number 47565.
Does elect to make the call. He's going to show the pocket nines, and Troy Sweet's going to show him the wheel after hitting that gut shot at the river. He did have the gut shot on the flop. The 3 of spades on the turn, no help, but the 4 of hearts coming in absolutely gin as Troy Sweet increases his chip count, now up to 46% of the chips at this feature table, up to 2 million. So he's looking at a huge WSOP style stack in front of him. What we're seeing here is the side room, which is the main. That's the Colossus main event, Flight C. Have a look at that. Total entries 88. There's 81 remaining. This is the side room. Here, it's the room to the left of what you can see on the screen. And those players are going hammer and tong there in the Colossus Flight C, which is their main event here. It's got a 300K guarantee on that bad boy. For those people who want to come in and play that event, registration is still open. So if you want to come in, it's a $750 entry, 50K starting stack, 30-minute levels, and it's unlimited re-entries until day 2. The record prize pool for that event is $462,800. And I reckon they're going to get past that at this particular series as the numbers are going to keep on climbing tonight and tomorrow, to which they have 2 more flights. As we can see, Eddie, not short of picking up another big hand, finds the ace-king offsuit under the gun. He's going to pop it up and make it 30K to go. And unfortunately for him, he doesn't get any action. Only picking up the blinds in that particular hand. We hope all of you are enjoying the commentary and the footage that is brought to you by Link Tech Australia. Great job by the Kings boys, and especially Matty Marshall down there, who set up all of this brand new equipment. It's also a brand new table, brand new chairs. Actually, everything you see outside of the carpet is basically brand new for this setup for the Kings Premium Poker Room. That's exactly what it is. It is premium right here at the St. George Leagues Club. So shout out to the production team doing all this hard work to bring you the stream tonight, tomorrow, Sunday and Monday. And we conclude the Colossus, which is the main event, on Monday evening. Henry Zhang. Almost looks like Edwin has passed the cards straight to Henry. Finds the ace-king here under the gun. Edwin had this hand last hand in different suits. So I'd imagine he's going to put in a sizable raise, which is exactly what he does. It looks like he's put out 200K. The blinds are 6K, 12K with the 12K big blind ante. The blinds did just go up. This is hand number 18 off this feature table. We are down to 11 players, so we might be reaching a final table relatively soon. But as you can see, Troy Sweet has 164 bigs, which is an outrageous amount of bigs with 11 players remaining in the field. And Gong Lee's found the pocket deuces in the small blind. He only has 23 bigs or 275K to his stack, so he's not going to contend in this pot, and Edward can't find a hand to compete with the 9-3 of hearts in the big blind, so he's going to put that into the muck. After the next hand we go.
Alrighty, guys. Pete is going to draw another mystery bounty.
You have your phone. Wake up. Okay. The baby keeps you awake.
And the guy with pocket sixes.
Sense. Right.
Alrighty, guys. Pete's drawing another mystery bounty.
How much did I even have? I think it was like 5.
Alright, he's drawn himself a $750 bounty.
Fuck off.
It's not the $750 bounty for
That's like trying to steal below. As long as they don't pull the big ones. Yeah, well, somebody could pull the small ones.
Just getting back to the action here. Charlie Heaton under the gun, folds the 4 deuce off. Troy Sweet continuing his run of good luck. And actually pretty good play too. Finds a raise to 24k with pocket sixes in the hijack. It's going to get folded all the way around to the big blind. Henry Zhang finds the 7-6, the offsuit connector in the big blind. It's going to cost him 1 big to call. I imagine he will, which he does. Henry down to 19 bigs or 221k now after making that call. So it's 7-6 versus pocket sixes. So pretty big favourite here, Troy. Henry is most likely going to check this flop, which he does, and Troy's going to make a C-bet and almost certainly take it down. Here comes the C-bet of most likely 20k is my guess. Can't quite see it at the moment. Graphics not showing up, but that would be my guess, 20k, something like this. Does bet 20k. And Henry has to get out of the way with a 7-6, nothing more than 7 high on that board of Ace Queen 3. So Troy taking a few more chips there, up to 47% of the chips in play at this feature table. There is an outer feature table that does have the other players on it. Hence the reason for why you are seeing 6 players here, and obviously there would be 5 on that outer feature table. And when we reach that final table, which I'd imagine would happen relatively soon. We'll see some top-level play, but at the moment, Troy Sweet in the driver's chair.
$10 slot. 25.
This time can't find a hand. He actually finds the worst one. 7 deuce offsuit under the gun. That's a fold for Troy. Round to Tim. For Nari. He's going to get out of the way with the King 9 suit in the hijack. Gong Li folds the Jack 6 off in the cutoff. And here comes Eddie. Queen 4. That's good enough for him to make a raise on the button. Let's see if he can steal a couple of blinds. He does get through the small blind with the 10-8 off, and he's definitely going to get through the big blind with the 6-3, 6 deuce, I should say, off. Of that of Charlie.
It's time for free fill. Our winner is Shu Wang, membership number 47532. Shu, you have 4 minutes to make your way to the gaming cashiers to claim your prize.
As the action continues here in the Mystery Bounty Day 2. $600 buy-in, creating a prize pool of $75,705. The prizes awarded will be scrolling at the bottom of your screen. They're also pinned in the chat on YouTube and on Facebook Live, to which we are on a 20-minute delay just to protect the integrity of the players. As Tim Benari finds the King-Queen offsuit under the gun, he's going to pop it up and make it 25k to go. Eddie here is going to make a 3-bet to 70k with pocket 8s, the 3-side, dot, of that of our good friend, Ash Gupta, who's now over in Vegas, about to go and play the WSOP schedule over there. Goes there every year for a couple of months. Must be nice. We made that hand, pocket 8s, quite famous last year. And he came forth in a $1,500 in, I think, for 640,000 lacquer USD 2. So if you want to look that up. It's a very famous hand, hence the reason for why every time I see it on stream, I like to give him a few props for the way that he navigated that hand in that particular tournament. Nonetheless, action background here. Tim Venari finds the king-queen off, so it's going to fold. He did originally raise it to 25k, sees the 3-bet from Eddie. Says that enough's enough, puts it into the muck. And that's all she wrote. For all of those people in the chat who are joining us, thank you very much. We do appreciate it. Any questions, queries, concerns, comments, or feedback you want to provide us here, be more than happy to give you those answers and talk them through. And if I don't, I'll do the right thing and not just guess. I'll go and find out the answers for you and provide you that information. On that, question has come in. What AFL is being played tonight? So I might as well do that.
We are still looking for Shu Wang.
Carlton's playing Geelong. Carlton currently in front 7-3.
Shu, if you're in the building,
And that was the only game that's on tonight for the AFL. As Edwin Chewy finds the raise to 30k in the hijack with the Jack 10 of hearts. It's going to get folded all the way around to the big blind, and Tim's found the pocket kings. Here we go. Let's go. Jake coming in on the chat. What's the buy-in for this one? It's $600, Jake. To which $250 of it goes towards the bounties, and the remainder goes into the prize pool minus a small admin fee. So when you get eliminated from the event, you take those bounty chips to the big barrel of envelopes, and it gives yourself an opportunity to be able to try and score a bounty. Tim's got to jam it all in for 245k with the Pocket Cowboys in the big blind. And Eddie here in the hijack, who made the initial raise with the Jack 10 of hearts, is facing a 215k bet to call. It's kind of funny because you can see Tim got a huge equity advantage here with the Pocket Kings, 86-14. But what some people don't realise is Eddie runs so pure, it's outrageous. So forget about the 14% you can see on the screen.
Unfortunately, Shu was not
He runs so good, I wouldn't be surprised if this is an absolute 50-50
number 34604. Paulina,
flip.
if you're in the club, please make your way to the gaming cashier to claim your prize.
Kiwi Bird Special calling the Pocket Kings the killer kangaroos. Well, not a bad name for him. And he does find the fold with the Jack 10. And Tim, who gave some chips to Ed last hand, collects them straight back the next hand with the Pocket Cowboys in the big blind, ripping it right into Eddie's face. He was holding the Jack 10 but couldn't find the call. We are down to 11 players out of 147 entries into this mystery bounty event. This is day number 2 from the St George Leagues Club here in New South Wales, part of the King's Premium Poker Room. Mark and Natan have put on an absolute clinic this Colossus series. There's Patrick Russell, one of the head TDs in the back there, just counting down the chips. I'd imagine he's probably going to do a colour-up of those yellow 1K chips that might not be required in the upcoming blind levels. Blinds here are 6K, 12K with a 12K big blind ante. Here comes Eddie under the gun with the ace 3 of hearts. It's going to put a raise in, make it 30K to go. And Rui's going to get out of the way with Jack 3 off. Red to Charlie, finds a suited connector, 7, 8 of diamonds. Probably good enough to make a call. Can also potentially raise this hand from the cutoff, and he does. He makes a 3-bet to 75K. I kind of like this play. Troy Sweet finds the 6-4 suited on the button. He's not going to contend, I can't imagine. And it looks like we might be playing a little bit of catch-up here. Yes, we have. There's a fold from Troy, fold from the small, from the button. Sorry, I should say a fold from Troy on the button, fold from the small blind and the big blind. So the action goes back round to Eddie here, who did make the initial raise to 30K with the ace 3 of hearts, but now facing a 3-bet. from Charlie to 75k. So it's going to cost him 45k to call. He does have 925k in his chip stack, or 77 bigs. So
Raise on. Sit on. Fold.
it looks like Eddie's just going to whack it, and he does. He told the dealer, let's move this one all in, and gets Charlie to fold. So absolute nerves of steel there from Eddie. Found a spot, whacked it. And Charlie can't contend, obviously, for the remainder of his chip stack, which is approximately 40 bigs with 8 high, effectively. Mind you, three-side, 7-8 of diamonds is a very pretty looking hand. When you peel it up in this particular game, let's see if I might be able to bring you some information about what else is going on outside there in the outer tables. You can, of course, jump onto kingspoker.com.au and you can see some information about the events that are going on in this particular series.
Our next winner is Riley McCambridge, membership number 53891. Riley,
as we get back to the action here in the hijack, Charlie has found the Queen 8 offsuit. He's got 40 bigs in the hijack. Appears that he might have folded because I can see some chips in front of Troy Sweet's hand. So he has folded Charlie in the hijack. So graphics just taking a second or two to catch up.
Sit to raise 24. And sit 5, 6, sit a 4.
Just getting confirmation here. There's a bit of lag going on, but that's okay. It appears that Troy has made a raise and has been called, I believe, by Eddie. The flop does come down ace 10 9.
Yeah, you.
Can't see the whole card, so at the moment I'd imagine there it is. Popped up now. Troy Sweet has flopped the open ender, and Edwin has flopped second best pair with the queen kicker. Troy Sweet looking at 7 clean outs at the moment. Troy's going to bet out 35k. He was the can't quite understand the pre-flop action there, but that's okay. We'll just call it as we see it right now. So Troy's going to bet from the cutoff. Obviously been checked to him with his open ender. Needs to find a jack or a 6 on the turn, or the river for that matter. Turn card brings in the 3 of diamonds. So no help to Troy at the moment. Still trying to fish for that jack or 6. Eddie's out in front at the moment with second best pair and third best kicker.
We are still looking for Riley McCambridge, membership number 53891. If you're in the club, please make your way to the gaming cashier to claim your prize.
And Troy's contemplating if he wants to go for one more barrel here on the turn, or just check back and see if he can peel off the jack or the 6 for free on the turn. He's elected to go the first option. Have another barrel on the turn here and hope that Eddie can't continue. Second best pair, the queen kicker.
Congratulations, Diego, on winning $100 with you. The next winner is Balvin, membership number 43534. Val, you have 4 minutes to make your way to the gaming cashier to claim your prize.
And Eddie's actually counting out some chips and does make the call on the turn. Second best pair, third best kicker. Technically the second best kicker, because if you had the nut kicker, you would have 2 pairs. And the river card peels off the 4 of hearts. So Troy completely whiffs his up and down. Eddie at the moment with the check mark next to his name. He's going to check and see if Troy's going to go for a third barrel. He's missed draw, and if he can get this one through. He does have 1.8 million or 148 bigs, so he could put in a very sizable bet here, and most likely Eddie will fold second best pair with the queen. You can also just check back and give up, which he does. Goes check, check. Eddie's going to show him the second best pair with a pair of 10s. That's going to be good enough as Troy could not find the jack or 6 to complete that straight. A bit of information about what's going on outside the Draw Maha, which is 5-card draw in conjunction with PLO 5. It's a split pot game. I have to admit, it is unbelievably entertaining to play and also to watch. It's also quite tilting, to be fair, because the concept of the game is you try and find the best 5 cards you can in your hand and then the best combination of those 5 cards on a board. And the idea is to try and scoop both the hand that you've got, the 5 cards in your hand as a draw hand, and the best Omar hand you can with the 5 cards you got in the hand with the board. There was 37 entries into that event, had a $350 buy-in. You started with 50K in chips. There's now 25 remaining. They're currently on level 6th. It created a prize pool of 11,000, which is massive in a carnival game such as that. We've got a couple of crushers out there. So that event's going on, and in addition to that, we also have Flight C of the main, called the Colossus here for people who want to know what the Colossus means on the schedule. It's the name of this particular series and hence the name of their main event. It's Flight C today. The Colossus does have a $300,000 guarantee on it. And at the moment, eat your heart out here. They're at level 3. And they've already had 103 entries into this particular event. There is 89 still remaining. And you can go hammer and tong in terms of re-entering into this event all the way up until day 2. So they're adding an extra $75,000 give or take, probably close to 65K actually, after you take the admin out into the prize pool. And they're only on to level 3 at the moment. And there's going to be some serious crushes out in that field, but also a lot of regs who want to come, a lot of recreational players that also want to come in and have a chance of taking down a huge score. The Kings boys here putting up $300,000 guaranteed in that bad boy, and I guarantee you they will surpass that for sure and certain. As we get back to the action here, it was raised to 24K by Troy Sweet. He picked up the ace-deuce offsuit under the gun. Eddie has decided to call. Now, these two have been battling it out a few hands in a row here. The board has come at 3-4-7, giving Troy another gut shot to go along with his ace high. He's elected to check his option under the gun, first to act, and Eddie's going to bet straight into him with king high. For 35K, I'd imagine Troy's going to peel one off, just the same as he did last time with the ace 5. Pretty similar hand, ace high and a gut shot to make the wheel. But he's also mindful that Edward is somebody that can affect his stack, because he does have 1.3 million, Eddie, and Troy has about 1.8.
Yeah, I'm going to take it. Don't really need it. So he's going to be given one quick arm. Thank you. Yep. 12 count miles. Yeah, small. So that's 200, and then that takes.
Looks like we're going to do a small colour up here at this feature table. And just trying to find out from production whether or not we're going for a short break, which it very much looks to be the case. But whilst I'm getting confirmation from the studio downstairs, I might just have a quick talk about what's going on here. It's Friday the 29th of May. The Colossus Flight C kicked off today at 6 p.m. It's a $750 buy-in. That's their main event here at the King's Room at the St. George Leagues Club. It's a 50K starting stack.
Our next winner is
30-minute levels, and it's unlimited re-entries until day 2. There's also a Draw Maha going on, and if you can get here before 9:10, which is about an hour and 4 minutes from now, you can play the carnival game. That is Draw Maha. That kicked off at 6 p.m. It's a $350 buy-in, 30K starting stack, 20-minute levels, and unlimited until 9:10 when they shut off registration. We're going to go on a quick break here, and we will be back shortly. Stick by us, and we'll do the conclusion of day 2 of the Mystery Bounty. Until then, signing off.
All right, boys and deals in the mystery round, day 2, 8, 16, 16. You're good to shuffle up and deal.
Yeah, thanks.
So welcome back here to Mystery Bounty. This is day 2. It's a $600 buy-in, creating a prize pool of $75,705 up front, or up top, I should say, $10,000. Plus, there is a plethora of bounties you can also win in this event for every $600. $250 of that entry goes towards those bounties. And we'll be bringing you a bit of that behind-the-scenes footage brought to you by Jamie Hall out there of those bounties being peeled out of that barrel. In this particular event, there is a question coming in from Darius. Will you stream the main event today? No, we won't be. I think we'll be streaming this one all the way through till conclusion. And then there are talks about streaming events tomorrow, Sunday, and obviously the main event will be streamed to conclusion on that Monday. So you can clock in on Sunday, Monday, and most likely we'll be bringing you the coverage of that main event. Not just most likely, 100% we will. So there's the answer for you there, Darius, in the chat. Let's get back to the action here. So Edwin decided to pop it up to 40K with King Queen, and Henry found the pocket fives and decided to jam it straight back into Eddie's face. I believe, I'm just trying to we're getting fed some information from production at the same time. Nonetheless, Henry's all in with pocket fives. It's a pretty good board for pocket fives. The board comes 3-6-4, repeat 6 on the turn, and a repeat 3 at the river. So 6s and 5s will get that up. Henry's going to get a full double up through Eddie. He lost a few chips in that particular pot. Still very healthy at 1.1 mil. We are down to the final 11 players here at the Mystery Bounty Day 2, brought to you by the King's Premium Poker Room, being played right here at the St George Leagues Club, 124 Princess Highway in Cogra. And this stream is brought to you by Link Tech Australia and, of course, senior management and the staff here at the St George Leagues Room, providing the Kings boys with the facilities to put on this amazing Colossus series. For those people tuning in right now, in terms of the chip denominations, the yellows are worth 1K, the oranges are worth 5K, and those grey chips are worth 25K each. You can see occasionally those blue chips, they are bounty chips in front of each of the players. For every time you eliminate a player, you pick up a bounty, and obviously when you get eliminated, you give your bounty to whoever busts you in this particular event, giving you an opportunity to scoop one of those bounties. The top 2 prizes have, however, been won already, that of 10K and the second prize being 5. So they're out of the mix at the moment, but there's still other events out there. I believe the highest bounty still remaining in that barrel is 2.5K. So somebody can definitely squeeze up a 2.5K bonus here if they're able to squeeze that bounty out of that barrel when they get eliminated from this event. As we get back to the action here, so there is a raise from the cutoff to 35K with the ace-8 offsuit. It's been folded all the way around to the big blind of Tim Venari, finds the king-9 offsuit and decides to put that hand into the muck. There the chip counts on the table. It's one of the outer games going on at the moment. This is the Drawmaha. As you can see, a couple of players out there playing the Drawmaha, which is a split pot game. Idea is to make the best 5-card draw hand you can, like the Wild Wild West, in conjunction with the best hand you can in PLO 5 on the board. Right there, Colossus Series Drawmaha. 37 entries, 25 remain. The blinds are 600, 1200, creating a prize pool just over 11,000. You can see at the moment what's going on there with Drawmaha. A couple of hands being shown here. Looks like aces and queens for the high hand. And it appears maybe the gentleman sitting in seat 9 might have made a flush, but very hard to see that. nonetheless, that's the idea. You got to try and make the best 5-card hand in your hand. And then if you can connect that with a Omaha board using the 5 cards that you've got in your hand, you've got the ability to be able to scoop as Tim Venari in the small blind just whacks it for 255k all in with the Queen Jack off. And Gong Li Lai is asked for a count despite the fact that he's got deuce 3 offsuit in the big blind, and I can't imagine he's going to call, and he does put it into the muck. Tim Venari looks like he's straight out of a GQ magazine. Got the shades on at 24 minutes past 8 local time. A big quaff of hair too, so nice hand there from Tim. Question did come in earlier, I should say, from Darius saying, will we stream the main event today? No, we won't be. We'll be streaming this event all the way through till conclusion. But the main will be on Sunday, Monday for sure and certain. So stick by. Like and subscribe to the YouTube and to the Facebook page. Give us a thumbs up if you like what we're doing here. We appreciate all the support. And you'll collect a couple of those alerts on your phone when we're going live here at St. George Leagues Club for the Colossus Series, brought to you by the King's Premium Poker Room. So we get back to the action here. Tim Venari, Mr. GQ himself, finds the King Jack offsuit on the button. It's good enough to chuck in a raise, and he does collect one of those 25k grade chips alongside a 5k of that of the orange. Pops it up and makes it 35k to go. Eddie, who's a serial crusher in these events, finds the ace-10 offsuit in the big blind. Should be enough to defend and or chuck in a 3-bet. And that's exactly what he does. He's going to apply the maximum back on Tim. So he's all in for 1.1 mil. Timmy here with 252k or 16 bigs has a decision to make here with King Jack off.
Congratulations, Bao, on winning $100 in the field.
And anybody who's played with Ed knows that don't worry about the equity that's shown in the bottom left-hand corner with his particular hand.
4 minutes to make your way to the
He
game.
always seems to find the cards required to get the job done. And occasionally, some lucky people get lucky against him. Can Tim do it this time if he decides to call with the King Jack off? This MSP, Manda Star Pike, comes straight into the chat on Facebook Live. Now, if you are watching this on Facebook Live, probably a good idea to jump over to YouTube instead of Facebook Live, where you're going to be able to watch this stream in a higher definition. Jamie Hall, the tech guy in the back, and also the guy who brings you all of the behind-the-scenes videography, has told me that the compression on, Facebook Live is not as good as that on YouTube or whatever technical aspects there is there. And basically said, if you want to watch it in high def, go over from Facebook Live over to YouTube and watch it there instead. And you'll be able to see it in all its glory. As we get back to the action here, Charlie Heaton under the gun finds the Jack-8 of diamonds. He's going to put it in the fold. Troy Sweet, one of the ambassadors, also with 108 bigs or 1.7 mil, finds the ace-queen suited in the hijack. He's going to pop it up and make it 32k to go. The blinds here are 8k, 16k with a 16k big blind ante. This is hand number 31 of the stream. Can he get any action here with the ace-queen of clubs? No, he can't, as Henry in the big blind doesn't want to defend with Jack-6 off. If you've got any questions, queries, concerns, feedback, anything, chuck it into the chat. I'll be more than happy to answer it for you. You're listening to myself, Josh Monk, aka Monkey, calling it solo for the time being. My counterpart, I should say, Adam Burke, is away on a family matter. He might be coming back tomorrow. We might also be bringing in a couple of special guests. We did have Troy Sweet in last night to talk a little bit about this particular series as an ambassador and his own playing style. We also gave some pretty good analytics of a couple of the hands played last night from some of the players. MSP saying, is your voice in HD over there? I believe so. Might even be better over on YouTube than it is on Facebook Live, but if you're comfortable where you are, stay there. As there's been a raise to 35k from the cutoff with the 10-9 of spades. It has been defended by Charlie Heaton from the big line with the Queen 8 of diamonds. The flop comes down Ace 4 Jack, 2 clubs. And it looks like Charlie's going to check his option from the big line, and Gong Li's going to bet the flop with 10 high and get the job done on that particular board. Kiwi Bird Special coming in there saying, just a warning, won't be staying up to watch till 5 a.m. tonight. Need some sleep. She only got 3 hours last night. Lucky for me, I got 4 or 5. And I think a little power nap in the afternoon too. So I'm feeling relatively fresh at the moment. Yeah, MSP, if you don't mind, have a look. Let me know. I'd love to know what I sound like on 2 different platforms, if I'm better over at YouTube or if they prefer me over on Facebook Live. I'll take it nonetheless. I appreciate all the support I get. It's not easy calling this all day, every day. Your voice does get a bit, violated in the back of your throat and your vocal cords. So I hope everybody appreciates what we're bringing to you at home. There you go. Confirmation from MSP in the chat. She's chucked it on YouTube on the TV, and the quality at YouTube is actually much more superior. Jamie spot on the money. It's 10-9 versus pocket nines. So raised by Peng Rui Zhang to 35k. Troy decided to call from the big line with the 10-9. The flop comes down Ace 3-4 Badoogie or offsuit. For those people who like to play mixed games. And Troy's going to check his option. Henry's going to bet this flop. And Troy's is going to lay down 10 high. No hand, no pair. Tell you what they do well here at St. George Leagues Club, apart from everything. Come down here and have a tea. I know it sounds crazy because it's just water and tea leaves, but for some unknown reason, they've got these Queen Victoria peppermint teas that are absolutely ridiculous. So I'll be buying a few boxes of those bad boys before I leave to go back to Melbourne on Tuesday. I don't even know if we can get them in Melbourne. I've never seen them before, but they are epic. As we get back to the action here, Gong Li, under the gun, finds the ace-10 off. He said, that's enough of this. Let's raise it up and make it 35k to go. Troy Sweet in the small blind finds the 4-3 suited in clubs. He's got a huge chip stack, 107 bigs, or 1.7 million. Has elected to make the call with this speculative hand. 4-3, a suited connector, and Tim Venari, the gentleman straight out of the GQ magazine, sitting right there, seat 5. Has found the Jack-9 offsuit in the big blind, and he's going to come along. He's only got 14 bigs, so he really needs to connect with the board sooner rather than later. And the board has come down 6-9, deuce, all spades. So Tim Venari has picked up top pair with a jack-high flush draw, which is
Tonight's brief bill promotions
no good if a spade comes off, because Gong Li does have the nut flush draw and 2 overs to that board. And Troy Sweet has actually picked up a gut shot to make it straight.
Every night with 7 draws between 7 p.m. and 8 p.m.
So
To enter, simply swipe your membership
let's see what
card
happens
into a
here. There's going to be a
located
bet
in the
from
foyer
Gong Li
at
with a
5
nut
p.m.
flush draw and 2 overs.
To learn more about
And
upcoming
Tim has swapped
promotions,
top pair
events,
and
dining offers,
a
speak to
dead
the
flush
team
draw.
at reception, visit the website
Is facing
georgeleaguesclub.com
a bet of
to make
65k to
or follow
call.
us on Facebook and Instagram. Until next time, enjoy the rest of your evening
Bill
here at St.
Chesser
George Leagues Club.
On Facebook Live saying, great stuff. I'm going to find you on YouTube. There you go. Appreciate that, Bill. I think you'll find the quality is a little bit better, if not a lot better, on YouTube. So jump over there and watch the concluding stages of this particular Mystery Bounty Day 2. Brought to you by the King's Premium Poker Room at the St. George Leagues Club in New South Wales. It's a $600 buy-in. 147 entries, creating a prize pool of $75,705. First prize will pick up 10 grand. Second prize will pick up $6,025. Third for 4,200, 3,300 for fourth, and the rest of the payouts will come along the event ribbon at the bottom of your screen. Those people who don't quite understand how these mystery bounties work. For every single buy-in, $250 of that goes towards a whole bunch of little bounties. So basically every player gets a bounty chip once they reach the money, so to speak. And those bounty chips you cash in when you get eliminated. So every time you eliminate a player, you pick up one of their bounty chips, and when you get eliminated, you give one of your bounties back. And once you're eliminated actually from this event, you go over to this giant barrel that's got a whole bunch of envelopes in it. And they're all mystery envelopes, and in there are mystery prizes, such as the top prize, which is $10,000. The second prize is $5,000, and basically just, it's like a lucky dip. Now, I know for a fact that the 10K and the 5K have already been peeled, but I have been told from production there's a couple of 2.5Ks out there and a myriad of smaller prizes. So you still have a chance to be able to score healthy little 2.5K if you're lucky enough to peel that out of the barrel when it's your time to have a go. We get back to the action. It looks like a raise and a fold. It was a raise from the cutoff by Charlie Heaton with the Jack 8 off. And nobody wanted to contend for this particular pot with their holdings. So the next person to bust in this particular event will be picking up a gorilla. 1K. 10th and 11th to pick up 1K. We are 11 players remaining out of a field of 147. So we should be reaching a final table relatively soon. Henry Rory's going to fold the 9-4 off. Charlie Heaton finds the deuces in the hijack. Not good enough to contend. Going to put that into the muck. Troy Sweet's got the Jack 5 offsuit. That goes into the bin. Tim Venari finds the 7-5 of clubs on the button. Decides not to put in the raise and put some pressure on the blinds. Finds the muck with that hand. And Gong Lee finds the King 7 offsuit in the small blind. Good enough to chuck in a raise, I'd imagine. But instead decides to limp in and make me look a bit foolish. And now the action's back on Eddie. Eddie knows how to take advantages of these spots, and that's exactly what he's done. He's going to raise it up and make it 50K to go. Anytime Edward finds a situation where he smells a bit of weakness, he always pounces. He's like a shark, a big predator out there. Smells the blood and goes for it. Now, Bill, I don't know if you've gone over to YouTube. Let me know if you are in YouTube and it sounds better and looks better. Any feedback is greatly appreciated. I might take a moment here to give a shout out to Jamie Hall and Matty Marshall downstairs, who are putting on this production for you in conjunction with the major sponsor, Link Tech Australia. And this is a brand new setup. Brand new cameras, brand new table, brand new chairs, brand new cameras, the whole kit and caboodle. And that's courtesy of Robbie Dorosky at pokershop.com.au. Obviously, Mark and the Tarn, who run King's Premium Poker Room. And obviously, Matty Marshall, who runs the production downstairs alongside Jamie Hall, who would have all had input into creating this amazing setup, and especially this RFID table. As Charlie under the gun finds the Jiggity Jacks, Pocket Jacks, going to pop it up and make it 32K to go. Charlie with 394K in his stack, or 25 bigs. Pretty easy raising hand under the gun, Pocket Jacks, and it's been folded round to Eddie, who does find the suited connector of the 5-4 of diamonds. Eddie has a monster stack, 1.2 million or 74 bigs, so he's going to put in a 3-bet here to 105K. And Charlie's going to go absolutely nowhere. I'd imagine Charlie's just going to rip this back into Eddie's face. Eddie likes to push the players around a little bit. Charlie's not going to have enough of it. And very likely Charlie will put in a 4-bet. There is an option here, obviously, to flat and try and outplay Eddie post-flop, but I much prefer a 4-bet here from Charlie. He should be, and there it is. There's the all-in 4-bet. And Eddie's been caught with his hand in the cookie jar here. And he's going to have to let this one go. He only has 5 high. But I've also seen Eddie make these like quite wild decisions pre-flop and call it off because he's got a good feeling. But I'd imagine that this hand's going to be Hollywooded for a little bit and then put into the bin, and there it is, straight into the muck. So Charlie going to take that bad boy down. Picks up an extra 105k from Eddie, who got caught trying to make a 3-bet bluff with 4-5 of diamonds, but walked straight into the jacks of Charlie Heaton, sitting in seat 1.
Good luck, guys.
See you soon.
See you soon, hopefully. Bust someone for fuck's sake.
Good to go, both tables, please.
As we get back to the action here, it is a bit sort of slow, the action, just for the sheer fact that we are approaching that final table. So the play does get a bit slow. Players don't like really contending for pots all that often when they know they're so close to getting their picture taken by Jamie Hall when they reach the final table. So it does notoriously get a bit difficult to commentate on because the play slows down quite a bit. Apologies here, we're having a couple of technical glitches at the moment with the RFID table, I should say. Cards not appearing for the time being. Small delay. Absolutely on cue after I just gave them props too, so you can't make that up. Talking about You Can't Make It Up, Adam Burke, my co-pilot in the You Can't Make It Up podcast that me and him do together. We are about 6 months behind in content, but there is some content out there. If you like listening to Berkey and myself, we do have our own channel on YouTube. Just talking about some funny You Can't Make It Up stories. So if you want to see the behind the scenes podcast that we do, there's a visual on it on YouTube, and you can also listen to it on Spotify. Nonetheless, let's get back to the action right here at the King's Premium Poker Room.
Mr. Bounty Pete pulled himself a $750
That's
bounty.
St George Leagues Club, 124 Princess Highway, Cogra. This is the Mystery Bounty Day 2. And all of a sudden, here comes the delayed RFID card. So Troy Sweet in the big blind decided to defend with 7-5 offsuit. Edwin Chu decided to raise it on the button to 35k with the Jack 3 of clubs. The flop comes down. The monster actually fought Jack 6. So Troy's actually picked up the up and down draw, and Eddie has picked up top pair on the flop. Unfortunately, the top pair, no longer the top pair as the ace of hearts peels off on the turn. However, Edwin would probably imagine he's got the best hand. He does elect to check the turn, however. So it's gone check, check. The river card brings in the 10 of spades. So no help to Troy, who ends up with nothing more than 7 high and a busted straight draw. He did have a busted straight draw before. So he's gone none from 2, trying to hit that up and down draw. And Eddie with the check mark next to his name. Troy's going to check and give up. And Eddie's just going to bet 75k, and Troy can't call, obviously, with 7 high. It's basically playing the board. MSP coming in saying, you haven't done an episode on your podcast for ages. Yes, we actually did do an episode about 2 or 3 months ago, Manda, but for some reason the audio quality wasn't all that good. It's a little bit distorted when we ran it back, and I've been using some AI tools to try and improve it, but hasn't quite come out the way that we wanted it to. And then obviously I've been caught up with some other events that I've been commentating on, and also trying to find some time to go on a vacation. And Berkey's been doing basically the same thing in conjunction with some family matters that he's dealing with. So we do apologise that we haven't brought out any content on that platform for quite some time, but we'll make it up to you. Might have some poker players coming in from the WSOP at the end of that schedule. We can talk through some funny stories from their vacation away. And I know we do have one big special guest that we can't wait to get on the stream, but finding it a little bit difficult to find some time with him. as Troy Sweet finds the ace-8 offsuit in the small blind. He's going to whack it for 1.6 million. Back round to Huri Zhang on the button, who was the original raiser, who snaps it off with the ace-queen suited in hearts. Now, can the ambassador find the 8-ball? Or is he going to donate 429k to Henry, who does call with the best hand ace-queen of hearts? Here comes the flop down and dirty. It brings the 6-7 deuce, all offsuit. Troy needs to find an 8-ball and find it quickly. 3 of the hearts on the turn, no good. 8 and 8 only, doesn't find it. Jack of hearts at the river, and Troy's going to give up a few chips right there to Henry Zhang, who's now up to 890k in chips with the ace-queen high holding. Best hand getting it done.
429.
Troy losing approximately 440k in that hand, maybe slightly less. I think it was 427 to be exact. I'd like to give a big shout out to everybody who's joined us across the platforms, Facebook Live and YouTube. We appreciate all your support and your questions, your comments, your queries, your feedback. We really do appreciate everybody who jumps online and supports the channel. And hopefully you are enjoying the coverage that we are providing to you tonight for the Mystery Bounty. Day 2, we will be covering the main event, also known as the Colossus, on Sunday and Monday. That event will go to a Day 3, certainly. So we'll be bringing the conclusion to that on Monday evening. For the time being, we are going to be playing this Mystery Bounty Days 2 until conclusion tonight, whatever time that will be. I think probably we'll finish around 1 a.m, maybe slightly earlier, based on the amount of bigs in play and the blinds and the players remaining. We have lost 1, so we're on the stone cold final table bubble at the moment, down to 10 players out of 147. So the outer table has lost a player. Actually, as a matter of fact, I think we lost a player here at the feature table. Pardon me. We might be able to give you some information about the players out on that feature table shortly. I might see if I can get production to send me through. They're the payouts. These payouts are obviously not inclusive of the bounties to which all players are eligible to win. There's like a see-through or transparent barrel out there full of envelopes with a mystery amount of money on them. And once you get eliminated from this event, you go over to the barrel with your bounty chips and you try and pull out the envelope with the biggest amount of money in there. The 10k and the 5k, which are the 2 biggest bounties in this event, have already been taken. Or awarded, I should say. There's still a few smaller bounties out there, including the highest bounty remaining of 2.5k, still in that barrel somewhere. So someone's going to win that as Troy Sweet finds the raise to 32k with the ace-3 offsuit and the cutoff. Now, these two have been battling non-stop. I swear, you might as well just deal out the rest of the players at this table. Troy Sweet and Eddie have been going heads up most of the time. As the flop comes down, a couple of 5s and a 10. With Berkey's prop card in there, the 5 of diamonds on the flop. Eddie's going to check. Troy's going to check his option back. Here comes the turn, brings in the 6 of clubs. No help to Eddie. Troy still miles out in front with ace high and 85% of the equity at the moment in this hand. Eddie needs to find a queen or a jack for that matter. He's going to check, and Troy's going to check behind. The river card comes in the queen of clubs, so it does outdraw him at the river, finding the queen of clubs. So I'd imagine Edwin's going to have a bet here. I'd imagine he's probably just going to bet something small, 20 to 50k. Or he could make me look foolish and go for a lot more value, which he does. It looks like he's bet 85,000. Those grey chips are worth 25k. The oranges are worth 5k and those yellow chips are worth 1k, just in case you were wondering. There is blue chips also out there on the table, but they are bounty chips. They don't have any tournament chip value. Troy Sweet contemplating a call here for 85k. Edwin basically betting the pot at the river here after spiking that queen of clubs, and Troy's going to pay him off. So Eddie's going to show him the queen jack, and that's going to get it done. So he extracted absolutely maximum value there out of Troy at the river. Brycey coming in saying, what's my favourite hand? Favourite hand is Jack 10 of clubs, closely followed by 6-8 of diamonds. And the hands I hate the most. Pocket kings, because every single time I get them, or at least it feels like that, an ace will drop either on the flop, the turn, or the river, and I get cooled. And to be fair, I can't stand aces either. Just for the sheer fact that I haven't quite figured out after 30 years of playing the game plus how to play them correctly. I always seem to put myself in a terrible spot with aces because I try and extract too much value and let my opponents suck out on me. So aces and kings, my two most hated hands, but Jack 10 of clubs and the 8-6 of diamonds, they are my favourite hands in this game of No Limit Hold'em. Bryce coming in saying he doesn't like pocket queens. Doesn't surprise me. I'd imagine you've probably got a bit of a story about that, Bryce. Pocket queens. As Eddie here just flops 3 of kind 10s. Forget about pocket queens for the time being. 10-10-7 board. He just limped in from the small blind, and there was a check back from Mr. Zhang in the big with the king 8. King 8 now picking up a little bit of equity on the turn as the 9 peels off. So now he's got the up and down draw. Henry. Eddie still miles out in front at the moment with 85% of the equity in this particular hand with 3 of a kind 10s. Kicker not relevant at the moment. And so Eddie's going to bet out 55k from the small blind. First to act after the flop. Henry is going to make the call and see if he can spike a jack or a 6 at the river. King would be a disaster card for him, and here comes the river, and it brings in a king. I swear, I'm sitting in the comm booth. I can't see the cards. Obviously, it's in another room, and the king of diamonds just peels off, and Henry is going to be thinking that is his gin card. So what a disaster for Henry here, as I'd imagine he's going to have to pay this one off, depending on the size of the bet from Edwin. And not only does he run good, but he also gets the payoff card here, Eddie, with the king of diamonds spiking Henry's top pair in his hand. So he's going to go for some pretty big value here, Eddie, with 3 of a kind 10s. Looks like he's bet, what's that, 190,000. And you got to feel a little bit here for Henry. He's now actually found the king at the river, and he's going to have to pay this off. He's going to see the bad news shortly with a 10-3 offsuit in the small blind. Mr. Zhang disappointed that his gin card at the river, the king peeled off. The ultimate payoff card for Eddie, who scoops a pretty decent size pot there, adding an extra 277k in chips to his chip stack. Now up to 43% of the chips in play at this feature table, not the total chips in play in this event. So Bryce, maybe let us know about your pocket queens hand, or maybe you just don't like them because you seem to lose with them just the same as I do with aces and kings. But usually when people say that they hate a certain hand, and it looks like, hold on a second, looks like we have reached the final table. So there's been a bust out in the outer feature table, so all of a sudden we're down to 9. I'm just going to talk this one through as the production people are sending me information right now. Right, okay, so the update right now is we're going to be cutting this particular stream and starting a brand new stream in approximately 40 minutes. So we're going to be signing off here. Stick by us. If you like and subscribe, I should say, to the page on Facebook Live and on YouTube, you'll get an alert when we're back online. We should be back here in approximately 40 minutes to get ready for the conclusion of this mystery bounty $600 buy-in day 2. See you in approximately 50 minutes at 9:30 local time here in New South Wales. Till then, Thank you very much for.